Hello. Hello. Welcome to Get Real Estate with Liz and Marie. I'm Liz.
And I'm Marie.
And it is Tuesday, April. What is it? The 12th already. And I know that.
Yes.
I just keep forgetting. I've written it like 10 times today. Good Lord, we're almost through April, middle of April.
I know. This year is flying by right now.
Yes, it is. It definitely is. But we have some good news.
Some good news?
Yeah. Well, we finally got our book published.
Oh, yes, that is true. What?
Yes, it is
available. It is out on Amazon. I guess I'll have to put the link in the comments somewhere.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's good. And then we'll start doing videos and stuff on it, but we're just excited to get our copies first.
I know. I did get an email from Amazon letting me know that they shipped. So we should have our author copies here any moment.
All right, good. And I did go on and buy one off of Amazon just so I could see. And it's so funny because I
go through that process.
I did. Well, so I bought 2 books at the same time, and one came like right the next day, and that one is a week. But we know why. It's new. It has to get out there.
Yes, it has to get printed.
But I wanted to just see, how it works. So it's exciting.
Yes, it is. Let me see. I'm going to grab the link right now while we're here. I'm
Okay.
going to grab the link on Amazon and put it in here.
Yes. And then eventually too, it will also be available through our website, but we've got to it's so much easier right now on Amazon because it's just there. You can get it shipped. We've got to get, some stuff set up for us. So, and then we'll have videos and training and all kinds of things.
All that fun stuff.
Marie gets to get her whiteboard out again.
I know. Well, I'm laughing right now. Okay. So I feel like a little bit of a tool. I'm here on Amazon. I have it up on my screen and I'm used to seeing like that share button on my computer or on my phone. But I guess on the computer, I have to like
find it somewhere.
Click this long URL at the top, which is not very convenient. Copy link. All right. I'm going to send this link.
Can you put it into a small, a bit.ly or something?
JP's here. Hi, JP.
Hi.
Yes. Let's see. I mean, I could turn it into a bit.ly because that's going to be really long. Yeah, that's really long. Okay, that's a mess, but that's okay. I put it in there. Okay. So in the comments is the link to the book for anyone who wants to buy it.
Yes.
JP literally said hi and bye. So hi and bye.
All right. Well,
thanks for saying hi.
Missy jumped on.
So yeah, and we're going to be at Clever Investor Summit next week. So we will be able to go live on Tuesday, and then we'll be there Thursday through Sunday or Monday next week.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you what happened yesterday. I went to share my flight information with someone, and it had disappeared from my Southwest account. And I'm like, what is going on? So I went in, I checked my emails, and Southwest automatically canceled my flight on me.
Wait, I'm on the same flight.
Well, this is not having anything to do with the flight, but my husband is going to Philadelphia, and I was going back and forth on whether I was going to go with him to Philadelphia for a pool tournament. I didn't realize that the dates actually overlap, so he added me as a companion to his flight anyway, because it's like $5. And then Southwest was like, oh, you have 2 itineraries, so we just canceled one on you. And I was like, well, you canceled the wrong one. You got to cancel the Philadelphia trip and put me back to Vegas. So yesterday, I spent last night at pool on the phone with Southwest getting my flight rebooked at the same price.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Way back in the day before, most of the stuff, when my brother married his wife, we ended up having the same name. Because with my maiden name, because her name's Elizabeth and I'm Elizabeth. And so they had a delayed honeymoon and we were flying. We lived in Columbus still. We were flying out here to Arizona, and the 3 of us were all on the flight, and we get to the airport and they canceled one of us because they saw 2 Elizabeth Bighams on the same flight.
And they were like, there's something wrong with this.
Yes. So they canceled one. We also went to the same doctor, and my sister-in-law went in one time very pregnant, and they pulled out my file and said, we don't show that you're pregnant. Are you sure you've been in here before? And she was like, yes. And I think you have my sister-in-law's, which again is why we have your birth dates and we have HIPAA laws.
Social Security numbers, different things that let them know that these are two different people, two different birth dates. I mean, yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I don't know.
Right.
Cray.
We're
All
totally digressing here, guys, but it's okay. We're having fun today.
I know.
Let me find where on my computer did I put our notes for today.
Steph, I know you have some good comparisons here. And I just want to say with that, I keep talking about my house going for sale and talking about my house going for sale.
It's going
We're
for
having
sale,
the pictures taken tomorrow night, and I think it'll get listed this weekend. So
sweet.
It is going to be cray.
And it's a good time because we'll go over some of the numbers here and we'll see that, since last week, since November, what's been going on. So first we'll just go normal thing. What's going on this week compared to last week? Okay. So we actually did go up. We're right now, Maricopa County has over 5,000 listings. We've been under 5,000 for a while here. So we have 5,033 listings, which is up 357 from just last week alone.
That's a lot. That's a significant amount. So
it is from week to week. It is definitely a significant amount. Our median list price is $531, which is up again 6,000 from last week across Maricopa County. So pricing, we talked about it last night, but how much better of a place are you at pricing your home this year than you were last year?
Oh my gosh. It's like, it is truly an answer to a prayer. And you were with me when I found out that our house was not going to go through last year. Right. And I was not a happy camper. But now, we're going to probably go up in price a couple $100,000. But with that being said, I just want to say that on here, we bought in 2006, people. This is the first year in 16 years that we are now over the purchase price from back in 2006.
Right. So we all know what a mess that was back in 2006 in the country. And I'm excited for you to be able to get out of that little pit that you dug yourself in, that little hole.
It was good for a while, and then it kind of went, bleh.
I know.
So it's good.
So here we are. So, okay. Just continuing with some of the numbers. Phoenix is up 20 listings from last week. Phoenix is at 823. Scottsdale is up 74 listings. So that's pretty significant for one city.
That is huge.
566 listings. So again, over 500. We haven't been over 500 in Scottsdale in a while. We're at 1.3 median list price in Scottsdale. It's actually down 100,000 from last week. And so I don't want to jump yet to the other numbers. I want to continue this, but I am going to show. I know it's down 100,000 from last week, which sounds like a lot, but in just a minute here, I have some numbers from where we were in November. So it'll be interesting to go back. Tempe's down 15 grand from last week. Chandler's down a whopping $500. And Mesa's up almost 15,000. So, it's been interesting. I do love watching these numbers week to week. You've mentioned it before. It's just keeping us so abreast of just what's going on in each county and each city that we work in. Rentals, though, we talked about this yesterday, right? We were talking about lease options last night in the huddle, and rentals and how rental prices have been climbing with the prices. And honestly, I'm kind of disappointed because in the data that we're showing on the MLS, we have not seen the spikes that everyone's been talking about in the industry. So I feel like I need a better data source for our rental market than just what I'm seeing on the MLS.
Yeah, because it would be interesting to know how many are put on the MLS versus what you're just finding out, apartments.com, rentals, building. Just looking at an apartment building or something, like who puts them on there, because they're also not a big money source for realtors on there. And so some of them are like, it's not worth my time, so to speak, if I'm only going to make $500 and I've got to do all this stuff to check out your.
Right. I know a lot of agents that won't touch, rentals at all. So it is, like I said, I think I need to find a new source. So if anybody has recommendations on sources for rental data, let me know. because I want to see, the data that I know is happening intuitively. And by the conversations that I have been having, I know that that's what's going on. But it's just frustrating when you don't see the same data when we're reporting it. So, but just again, so now I want to take a quick step back and go back to some data from November 16th. Okay. So this is 5 months ago, folks, 5 months, almost 6 months, 5 months ago. There were 7,300 listings, 7,319 in Maricopa County. We're only just back above 5,000 this week, 5,033.
So I shouldn't panic that, oh my gosh, is my house going to sell?
No, you are not going to have an issue selling because we're down 2,200 listings from then. And I remember we were talking about, well, it's the holidays. It's not the best time to list. We'll wait until after the Super Bowl. I'm sure we'll see the numbers start to rise again. They have not risen. So they are staying low. And just to give you a pricing, the median list price was $489.9 on November 16th. It was $49.9. Today it's $531. So we're at $41,000 increase in Maricopa County. And in Scottsdale, what I was saying before, is $350,000.
So let's go back to that statement. When's the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago or today? Because if you keep waiting, these numbers are just going up and up and up. $41,000 difference. And what do you got? December, January, February, March, April. In 5 months?
5 months.
Yeah. Wow.
So, which is perfect segue into the first article, Liz, because it's all about Maricopa County jumps to number 3 for worsening home affordability. Now, I do want to talk to some of these writers because I think that the headlines are some of the worst English language things that I've ever seen. But, worsening home affordability makes total sense.
Well, and I was, the article's very long and it's very detailed. And so it's kind of making my head spin. But I was like, okay, let's just, narrow it down a little bit because we talk about Maricopa County. When you give that number, the 5,033 number, that's all of Maricopa County. And then those other numbers are just snippets of the cities that we concentrate on here.
Right.
So we have even more. And so in looking at this, Maricopa County is such a huge county, but it's I don't know if it's good or bad for us that we're not going to be an affordable city. At what point in time is that going to be a detriment really to all of us or who's moving in?
Right.
So that was hard.
So right now, as an investor on a flip, it's great, right? The price is increasing as soon as you're buying the property, basically. And so by the time you finish renovating in a few months, prices are continuing to go up. That sounds great. But then, like you said, for how long can that go on? Because who can afford them?
Right.
Especially as we talk about interest rates rising and other things. So,
well, and what this study is kind of based on, it's that medium home price. So it's who, why are we worsening? Because our medium home price has gone up so high. But the thing is that people's incomes are not going up high. So when the affordability of a house is getting worse for people, because it was so interesting. You know what one of the number ones is St. Louis County, Missouri. And I was like, wait, what is that? And that's where I read to make sure I understood where this data was coming from, that the prices are increased and the wages aren't enough. And so they are pricing themselves out of, that market, which is what is happening, here, why we fall into that category. So, and with inflation, it's absolutely not helping because now more money is going out. So, your pocket, before you can even, first you're going to pay your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. But then they have a threshold. I think they want to do a 28% that they'd like to see that your income covers, so much of your mortgage and then what's left over. And those numbers are shrinking. And so that's the problem. And that's where those numbers are coming from too, is that we got to get the wages up then.
Right.
So then I put a map on there, and the home affordability heat map, and I put it on there because it's all the, outside, the West Coast, the East Coast, and then in the heartland
Right.
is where, these affordability indexes come heavy up in the New York, New Jersey, Maryland, all that, into Ohio, all that area, for what, so to
Yep.
speak, would be affordable. So,
Yeah. And
or
it's
not
so
affordable,
crazy. I mean, we talked about it again last night in the huddle of just, where your bread and butter, if you're looking for a lease option, it's the median income, median price point housing, right? Like middle of the road. And what that was just a couple years ago compared to what it is now in Arizona. I mean, the affordability and the median price we know has significantly from 300 to, what, 500,000.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But let's go back to what we are teaching in our book, and what we talked about and learned again last night is so if you're doing a lease option and then you're putting a tenant buyer in there, and the tenant buyer, realizes the benefit that they have of securing almost a purchase price now for 5 years from now with a, appreciation rate of an approximately 3%, that could, like right now, those people have great advantages where the investors kind of like, oh my gosh, don't take the option on a purchase now, because the house has gone up such in value. Whereas they, if they can learn that kind of stuff, it's just such a teeter-totter.
Right. But at the same time, at the end of the day, it's all about doing the right thing and making it a win-win for everyone. So it's like, at the end of the day, if you as the investor put your numbers out there, you were comfortable with the deal, you made your money, you can't be upset that your tenant buyer now gets a really good price, right? A really affordable home.
Oh, and they shouldn't be upset, but that's where that tenant buyer should be like, oh my gosh, this is a great deal for me now.
Right.
Because I've now secured a price at 400, and these things are selling for 480, 520, something like that, or whatever it is. It's good.
Well, and I was having a conversation with a student today about, this potential big flip out in California. So obviously we know California price ranges, right? 1.4, ARV 2.3, $100,000 worth of work sounds great, but the ARV actually had a range of anywhere from 1.7 to 2.3. And I'm like, at 1.7, you don't make money, buddy. At 2.3, you make lots of money. So be careful. Make sure you narrow down your ARV. You see what those finishes are. You know exactly what quality home you have to put out. And I'm like, oh, Roger said what's up too. Roger, if you're still out there, peace. Thank you for joining us. But you have to really know your numbers and learn and be in this business long enough to go through. Because he said, well, there's a contractor who might be interested in the deal, but he might just want to push me out and just give me $100,000 to walk away. But I really want to do the flip. And I'm like, have you ever seen Deal or No Deal? $100,000 is a lot of money. Like, you look at those people and you're like, great, you went from 500,000 to 26,000, and now you're walking away. Like, take the money and run. We'll find you another flip. So don't get greedy, okay? I'm just talking to all you other investors out there. Don't get greedy. Let's make it, all around deals for everyone.
Yes.
Anyway.
That's exactly. So anyway, check out the article. We've, did some snippets, some other stuff in there. It's interesting, but it's a lot of math if you want to figure that out, but just know.
A lot of percentages.
I should say, percentages.
So we'll jump into article number 2. What's going on? The Real Estate Pulse is talking about short-term rental laws. What are we foreseeing here in Arizona?
Okay, so there's a podcast that that they're going to start doing, and they're going to talk about the laws within, the short-term rentals. And these guys are from here, so primarily even in Phoenix. So I didn't, I live in an HOA. You live in an HOA, but yours isn't near as stringent as ours, and that can, vary. But ours, you cannot have short-term rentals in them that can't be less than 30 days. So you can have a rental in here, but you can't do it 2 nights and 4 nights or whatever. So that was, the cities made it unlawful to enact, to prohibit a short-term rental, but an HOA rules can override that. So they're going to start talking on this podcast. So I think it's a great thing that maybe we, keep linking and see the snippet of what they talked about this next week. So you can start, anyone can start learning about what are those HOA laws, because that's when I sold my house, not HOAs, Airbnb, short-term rentals. I sold my house last year in the city of Scottsdale. The neighbors did not want a short-term rental there. So the day we sold it, we already had a violation notice from the city of Scottsdale stating that you couldn't have more than 6 adults in the house within the family or whatever. So it's interesting to know. Some people say stuff about it and other people do not.
Yes. It's definitely something that as an Airbnb owner and operator, I have to stay, on top of what these rules are, what these laws are, and make sure that we, respect the neighbors in our community, because the more people complaining, the more likely, someone
laws can change.
Laws can change, right? Because we all know the one who's getting in the ears of the right people. But in this case too, I love this number. It says that in Arizona, Airbnb collected and remitted more than 63 million in tourism taxes in 2021. So it kind of goes both ways. It is big business. So are the businesses going to have the final say, or are the homeowners, going to have the final say? So I guess be careful who you're electing.
Yeah, that's exactly. And so I'm glad you brought that up. And the one other thing I want to mention is rental arbitrage, where that is where you you become a renter and then you sub rent it out as an Airbnb. And it's legal and it's allowed to happen, but you better have a good relationship with the owner and they know what's happening.
And the neighbors.
Yeah, go back so that everybody knows. But anyway, it's great business. Obviously, it's great business for the state. It's great business for the economy. It's great business for the people that own them. But, it all goes down to knowing the rules, the laws, and respect.
Yes. Okay, so let's go into this week's happy news. What do we got?
Okay, you ready for our good news?
Yes.
Yay! Okay, I know you're going to love this because being an entrepreneur yourself and having 2 boys, I know you're going to guide into that. But there's this gal, she's 13 years old, and she is running a booming business making soap. And she's from the Navajo Nation. Her father died in a horrible car accident when she was young. And so she talks about it being like a mechanism for coping. And she started making these soaps and giving them to friends and family. And it's become a business. And she literally has 3 stores now.
Oh, wow.
Selling these soaps. And
That's
she
so
said
funny.
at the end, I want to become the next Bath and Body Works or something, or get them in there. But I just think, it doesn't matter how old you are or what. You got to get out and do whatever you think you have a belief in. Or
oh my gosh. So can I tell you right now? So my mom loved to make chocolates as a kid. Like we always used to do chocolate molds. Every Christmas, we brought chocolate houses to people and all this stuff. Then she got into making soaps. But some of the family didn't know that she changed from making chocolate to making soaps. And one of my nephews at a holiday party tried to eat one of the soaps because he thought it was a chocolate that Nana had made. So be careful. Hopefully these soaps smell delicious and amazing, but they're still soap. I just want to say that. And then, right now she's decorating. So we have these Easter decorations all over my house. And I'm literally like, Mom, you should sell these things because she loves to do these crafts and stuff. So anyway, that's what I was just thinking. And it's amazing. I love that this girl is making soaps and hopefully she will be the next Bath and Body Works. Why not?
And that's it. It's so funny when you're saying about the soap, because, if you get that soap, whatever had your mouth washed out with soap, then that's not something you really might want to use again. But she uses so many natural plants and things from her native land that it's so cool, to be part of that. So I don't know. I thought it was a neat story. Good for her. Just keep it up.
At only 13-year-old entrepreneur right there. I love it.
She started when she was 10 and she does sugar scrubs and wax melons.
I'm going to recommend she read this book. So this is what I'm reading right now, Profit First, for anybody out there that can see. I have it in front of me, but it's called Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. I don't know if I say that right.
Yeah.
But she should read that.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, those are the stuff. I mean, we're down to our really last events. Country Thunder's over, Renaissance Festival's over, spring training's over. So next, in month and a half or so, you get to have restaurant week. It's not that there aren't other things, but this was the big spring, late winter, spring is our time to really shine out here. It's going to start getting hot. Next we can talk, probably this summer, what we should do is hit up some of the staycations, find out, some of the deals on those things, because those are fun too to stay around here.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. And so our book is out, like I said. We have it available on Amazon. I put the link in the comments. Check it out if you're interested in saving money when selling your rental properties, or if you are an investor that goes after landlord sellers and want to incentivize them to sell to you and teach them how to save money when selling, you should buy the book so that you can use it. And check us out at lizandmarie.com/save now. Or if you want more information about the book, it's /save now landlord.
Yeah.
So check out our
website. Say that again, because it kind of cut out for a second.
lizandmarie.com/save now landlord.
Okay. That was, it cut out right at the first part of it. So, all right, cool. Well, we'll have I'm sure by next week we'll be able to show a copy. It's very exciting. And as always, we're here to help you with your housing needs, buying, selling, whatever you need. Let us know.
Yeah. Let us know how we can help. So peace
and love.
Love.
Yeah. Bye.
Next week. Bye.